So I just found a game that allows me to simulate colonialism all around the world map. It's called Colony Sim IO, and I get to pretty much simulate a ton of world wars. So to make things easy at first, I'm just gonna randomly generate 2 colonies anywhere. Everything is on full speed. We have 1 colony starting off. Did you see that? So 1 is starting off in like Quebec territory. It was somewhere right here. And the other one started off in Indonesia, which actually might make things more difficult. You can actually see their boats out in the ocean trying to figure out where everything is. So the Canadian civilization has immediately gone for South America. Meanwhile, Indonesia has gone after all of Asia, and they're actually about to meet right here. So the front lines have been drawn. Turkey is, oh my goodness, what is going on? Why are they sweeping over them like this? Usually it's not this fast. Usually it's pretty even, but I think the Canadian civilization just has way more territory. So before Indonesia falls, we can actually take a look at their like flags, population, number of ships. One is an entrenched totalitarian hyper-progressivism, whatever that is. The other is hardline authoritarian progressivism as well. What is going on? We also have manpower, total troops, strength, population. So they did finally get it to kind of slow down here. Also, the Indonesians still haven't found Australia for some reason. I'm going to speed up this battle and see if we can't see who's going to win. I would imagine it's got to be the Canadians. Oh, they're starting to find the islands out here in the Pacific. Oh, they finally got to Australia. I don't know if they're going to get... I don't know if that's going to help them out that much. They did just get kicked out of South Africa. Now they're holding on to Madagascar, but let's see for how long. They're trying to make little invasions in the Arabian Peninsula, but it's not working. Meanwhile, the Canadians are just trying to wrap around the Caspian Sea. This looks just like 1984. Whoa! They somehow did a secret invasion on the Indonesian islands, and they just... Wow! That is insane. It was like the front wasn't moving at all, and then somehow a boat landed on the Indonesian islands, and then they just went behind enemy lines. Wow, so the de facto Indonesia basically had 0 troops here. I guess they weren't so entrenched after all. There's also a flag map mode, which will show you all the territory which like they owned. I mean, obviously the whole map has been taken over, but here was their little flag that they had. Also the population mode. This is supposed to show you population density, and I'm assuming no one lives here because this was for a long time a DMZ. So many people were oofed in this part of the world. Even this little like D-Day invasion that they kept trying to do in the Arabian Peninsula. That's hilarious. Let's try 2 more completely random colonies. I don't know where the game is going to put them at. We have one in northern Greenland and the other one in France. So I'm making sure they're doing this nice and slow. This nation, the de facto France, is going to take over so much territory. But you know what? This is a flat map. Greenland actually has, it's a huge continent in this world just because like the map projection's so weird. It looks like the front lines are probably going to be drawn somewhere in the Western Hemisphere, probably in the Americas, but I don't know if the de facto France is actually going to get here. We can see their boats being sent out through the Atlantic, but I'm not sure. Maybe they'll make it to Newfoundland. Wow, they're literally going to get all of this. Okay, somehow Greenland did make it to North America. It took them a while. Wow, they actually made it to South America too. How did this boat get all the way over here? And you know what? Oh, this guy's very close to Brazil. He's gonna get there. I think he found it. I think he's gonna get there before. Yep, he got there just barely. So this is where one front line is. They're gonna get pushed out, I think. I think they're eventually gonna get pushed out. Also, Greenland got a hold of Iceland. The 2 fronts are beginning to meet each other. I love that Greenland is actually a dark green. We'll see if de facto France gets to Australia. They probably will eventually, but it's gonna take them some time. I really love this flag map mode, but unfortunately they both have the same color, so that makes it confusing. So this is the French nation. They're an intense anarcho caveman conservatism. Is that what that is? Paleo conservatism. Also hardline anarcho progressivism. Wow. Yeah. So France has 122 million population. Meanwhile, the others only have 51. This is going to be a landslide, and it's already happening. They've already been kicked out of South America. That was impressive that they got to like Argentina, but they just weren't able to hold it down. I mean, they just got really lucky over here with the spawn. And if I speed up, hey, they escaped to New Zealand. Look at that. They can hide over here. They could actually live over there for maybe a while. I'm surprised they're even putting up a fight here in Canada. Oh, they even made it to Australia. I don't know how they did it. That's kind of a miracle. But yeah, this one was over before it even began. Let's go ahead and try 4 random colonies this time. We have one popping up in Greece, the other one in the middle of Russia, one in Manchuria, and the other one in Korea. So we have Korea, Russia, Greece, I don't even know, Manchuria. This is like China or Siberia. So they've all popped up in Eurasia. Obviously, Greece here is going to get to Africa pretty soon. Actually, they're already there. Manchuria got to Japan. We'll see if Korea can get to maybe Oceania at some point. The issue is that Greece is going to have a very easy time making it to the Western Hemisphere, and I think that's going to make them way too powerful. I mean, it's possible that that doesn't happen. I mean, we'll see. Oh, they already made it to Iceland, so, and they look very close to discovering Greenland too, and there it is. They've already landed. They're also down here in South Africa, and they have made it to Brazil. Now, maybe with time, this Russian nation can slowly push them out, but like the borders have just stuck right here. The front lines aren't moving. Korea is getting destroyed down this way. Oh, so there's a fight happening in Australia too. The problem was these 3 nations were all back battling for like the same stuff. Meanwhile, North America has not been discovered. Wait a second. I don't know how some of these nations are getting over here. Like the Manchurian nation is can you like wrap around the globe? I think you can. Look at that. Oh, that is so sad. The AI only found this island. They didn't find everything else. That is extremely disappointing. Somehow Korea still survives in Indonesia and the Philippines, even Taiwan. Koreans actually made it to California. Oh wow, Russia just got pushed out. I think that was Russia. Is there some type of an alliance between Greece? Look, there's nothing happening right here. I guess they're really focused on this. The problem is there's no way these guys have the amount of population they require. Yeah, there's like a peace deal. Look, there's no fighting between these two nations. So there is an alliance. Two factions have formed, the yellow faction and the blue faction. So Korea was just trying to stay alive. And Korea actually might be a very nice vassal state in this world controlled by Greece. Now, are these alliances permanent? That's the next question. Korea, who has Indonesia, is actually helping out a lot. Oh, they made a D-Day invasion through South India. Look at that. Oh, the entire front line is crumbled. It's over. Look at that. Korea's gonna get their home territory back. How beautiful is that? Now, I'm just curious, like, do they backstab them? Or I guess they don't. They won't backstab. That's kind of beautiful. So I've now just made my own custom continents colonial simulator. We have North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, and Oceania. I tried to put them as far away from each other as humanly possible. This actually might benefit a lot of Europeans. I think Oceania here is kind of screwed, but they're going to get to these islands, I think, pretty quick. All depends on how powerful Asia is. I think immediately off the bat, you have to assume Asia's going to win this, but maybe Africa will get a lot of the Arabian Peninsula. Who knows? The North Americans and South Americans are already going to start fighting. The Europeans have made it to Morocco, and now they're going to get a lot of northern Africa, and there will be a race right here for the middle. Also, I can't wait to see what alliances form up. Because Oceania is so weak, they might try to ally to Asia, but possibly. So the borders have been set, but you know what? South America somehow made it to Greenland. They're going to get a lot of this. Even Europe made it to Greenland without even the North Americans. I don't think they're going to get anything. Well, maybe they will if they fight through it. Wait, somehow the North Americans made it to Africa. I don't know how they did that. Wait a second. I think they all just kind of stopped fighting. I think that might have been because I created them all to be centrists. Are they all happy with everybody because they're all centrists? They're just trying to grill? They are actively still trying to search for land to colonize, but they're not fighting each other. That was weird. How about one with just 100 random colonies? I can already tell this one's gonna make my computer blow up. So unsurprisingly, a lot of the random colonies spawned in Asia and Africa. There is going to be one in Australia, which I think is going to make them very powerful. That's a lot of land for them to start off, but look at this one from Mexico, or maybe that started in Texas. Ooh, some of these are just screwed. There's like really not a lot to work with. These ones in Alaska. There's already for sure going to be the death of one of these dudes. There's like a Spanish-Iberian Union. There's a German with all of Italy. Not all of them are fighting though. Some have created alliances. Some are being peaceful. That is going to happen. It's just not supposed to happen like the way it happened last time. Like not everyone's supposed to be peaceful. There is a merging of like the eastern or western Indonesian islands and the Philippines. This battle might take forever. There's also so many boats out on the map. The borders are starting to clean up each other slightly. It's gonna take some time. The purple nation looks very strong out of South America. They're just really focused on fighting these blue guys. Now that we have an idea of the borders, let's check on the stats. This nation has over 1 million population versus these guys who's only at 70,000. Some of these nations have, it seems like on average, that, oh, this guy's at 2 million, whereas these guys are at 17,000. You can tell who's gonna die first. Taking some of these flags, just black and red. Let's speed up the game speed and see if we can't see like a couple of huge members form up. There should be some great powers out of each continent, I think. Yeah, my money's on these guys right here. Or you know what? Maybe the Brown Empire out of North America. They seem to be peaceful with like the de facto Venezuela, and they're just kind of focused on taking Canadian territory. Greenland is kind of peaceful, but these guys are trying to take more stuff. The Iberians are slowly getting pushed back to the Iberian Peninsula by the de facto Germans. There's a very nice Indian Empire, or is this like a Persian Empire? Blue Brazil is going down because they got attacked by Venezuela in the north. They're fighting two different fronts. This green nation from the northeast found like Haiti and Dominican Republic. That is probably not going to save them though. The Australians or Oceanians, they're just chilling. They're not doing anything. I think they're happy with their islands. They don't need to attack anybody. So there will be one dominant force in Europe, it looks like. That's not them with Iceland too, right? Yeah, that's a different color, I think. Oh man, yeah. See, there's a little like reverse Spanish Inquisition. The Moroccans coming in, and they're just now banished to Portugal. Boom. They've got a couple. Wait, actually, they can live in Sardinia and Corsica for a little bit. There's now a battle for South America. This is huge that North America and these guys got a little alliance going. And actually, we can get a better level, a better look at what's going on the map when we look at the alliance map mode. So we know that I don't think alliances can break. So with this selected, looks like light blue. The light blue alliance is really strong. So is purple. Yellow has a monopoly over Greenland and Iceland, trying to troll the world. They're never going to change those names. I absolutely love this game. Looking at just like the flag mode, this is literally one of the most beautiful things. Population is being wiped out all across the front lines. Every front, oh, look at this one. This one's been like changed around so much that the population's just been wiped out as a whole. It's not like a straight line. You can also see where the front lines are exactly, who's attacking. Here's where all the world troops are, and that's why when we see landings that happen like behind enemy lines, they just take everything, and usually the nation like collapses. Yeah, that previous one, wow, look at it's literally a wave just wiping over all of Asia. This is just the front lines completely. This is nothing to do with troops, and I don't know what this is. Control? Something control. So the world really needs to watch these guys. These guys are single-handedly taking out a lot of Asia, but they're fighting so many neighbors. 4 of these neighbors all together. I think they have alliances with people back behind them, which maybe is a good thing, maybe a bad thing. They're pressing forward, and I think they just eliminated one guy completely. But, ooh, I don't even know who, I can't even tell, like, the color difference. I don't know. I love how these guys are just sat here. They're just being super peaceful. It's definitely safe to say that Venezuela here is going to kick out, like, basically purple Argentina, and brown is definitely going to win out in North America, but it just depends on how long that takes. So what does purple do now? I think they're going to probably try to make it across the Atlantic Ocean and get to Africa. They have to send out a lot of boats to see if they can make it to this continent. Brown is starting to find a lot of success in the very northern part, Nunavut. They still have to wipe them out completely, though. Whoa, whoa, all of a sudden out of nowhere, and I didn't even predict these guys to do the best. At first it was Australia, then it was North America. Why are they wiping out everything? You know what? I think part of it is the front lines, they weren't prepared. A lot of the times their front lines might have been in Europe, and then all of a sudden these guys come out of nowhere. It's basically a Mongol horde. So they're just wiping out everything. Now they do have an alliance here with this European nation, or I don't think they started off as Europe. So here's the political map mode, right? And here's the alliance map mode. So literally all of Eurasia, Africa is under one team. I don't know how they got such a faction. So now all these guys have to do is just island hop their way to the Americas. These guys literally have 0 troops. I don't know how they're alive. But 5 million population? Oh, a lot of these nations I think are basically dead nations. They're just surviving on like little islands. Love this scary France flag. How have you guys still not eliminated yellow yet? I don't understand. I mean, maybe it's difficult because they're fighting whatever this Greenland empire is. Oh boy, you guys are in trouble. Yes, so once they do actually make a landing, wait, that's South America. South America has found their way to Greenland, so they're behind this enemy. They're helping out their buddy in the north. They're actually doing something. That is impressive. Is it still possible for the American alliance to win this? I don't think so, but if for some reason these guys don't find America and maybe America finds them first, then who knows? Love how Madagascar has also just been chilling. Now, according to the ideology map, a lot of these nations are following the same ideology, just this white ideology in general. So here shows us different information about all the colonies that still exist in the world. The big nation here is at 0 troops for now, so I guess they don't have a standing army when they don't have a specific battle they're trying to get at. But with over 75 million population, they're also part of the Native Victory Pact. Slow-moving anarcho-hyper-progressivism. Slow-moving? How is it slow-moving? Look at the population. This is crazy. There's no need for it to be broken down like this beautifully, but I still love that they've given this to us. Where are all these population coming from? Population over time has actually gone down. They had more back in the day. Or wait, no. Actually, no. It was low, and over time it's gone higher. I think this world is peaceful. So there are 35 million people living in North America, and there's only 34 here in South America. South America and Greenland, I guess I should add. Did you guys make an alliance or something? The alliance is, wait, was that always the colors? I think it was always the colors. They're just not fighting. I think they might, but the boats can't find each other. Love that Australia is sitting here with 8 million population. Not surprised about that, and all their population is just the same. Oh, is that where the population number comes from? It comes from all the different empires that they conquered. Even the active ships over time, it just kind of slowly rises and rises. Probably a whole lot of pirates out in this world. They're just living out there trying to survive because their nation was more than likely taken over. I like that there's a control map mode. This is showing you where like the civilization still hasn't gotten to. I'm guessing, or wait, yeah, I guess that's kind of true. Why didn't they get right here? No, they're up there. I think it's just like nomadic lands or something, kind of like in real life. Maybe these two don't want to fight because they're kind of a part of the same ideology. That would make sense. Love that we can sort this stuff down here by population, by the amount of tiles they control, by troop strength. It's not changing that much because for the most part, these guys are winning in every single category. You can actually select every single individual tile and see how many people are there, how many troops are there, the attack, the defense, the supply. Every single square has one, even the islands out here, all the pixels. Wait, I just completely missed the collapse of the Americas. Okay, so they ended up getting to America. I just didn't see it happen. I was confused because I had the alliance map mode on. Oh, these guys have taken over. Somehow there are holdouts here in Madagascar, Sri Lanka. That's pretty much where the last free peoples are. There's a Greek island, I think. Couple of random islands. This, I mean, I don't know how bad these guys are. Maybe they're pretty bad. I think we saw, right? Well, there's slow-moving anarcho-hyper progressivism, mild anarcho-centrism. Anarcho-centrism, gotta love that. Radical state liberalism. They're a trade league too. What is Minigard? What is that? I want to know. As you can see, there's a lot of things we can look into this game. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. And big thank you to my patrons. Drew's Goth Girlfriend. Triv44, aka Drew, come to Krakow, Poland next vacation. Thwicken Hamster. Drew's Argentinian Grandpa. $20 is a lot, Drew. Base Celine. B. Wild Brighton is Carmel the best. DJ McSkillet. Orton 5610. Patrick Robert E. Rye the Polish Lithuanian the Mexican 760, Viotic, and Zany Boy